Good morning, Pastor Gretchen Ierien here, and we have another installation of our Advent devotionals, our cross-training Advent devotionals. For today, I wanted to step out of the lectionary once again, and I want to visit the Transfiguration story. And the reason for this is that I want to engage in some healing prayer. And this story has been kind of the cornerstone for our healing ministry. So I'm going to get into the reading. This one is from Matthew 17. This is verses 17 through 8, and then I will teach you the prayer practice as that is done. Okay, let us hear this word. 6 days later, Jesus took with him Peter and James and his brother John and led them up a high mountain by themselves. And he was transfigured before them, and his face shone like the sun, and his clothes became dazzling white. Suddenly there appeared to them Moses and Elijah talking with him. Then Peter said to Jesus, "Lord, it is good for us to be here. If you wish, I will make 3 dwellings here, one for you, one for Moses, and one for Elijah." While he was still speaking, suddenly a bright cloud overshadowed them, and from the cloud a voice said, This is my son, the beloved. With him I am well pleased. Listen to him." When the disciples heard this, they fell to the ground and were overcome by fear. But Jesus came and touched them, saying, "Get up and do not be afraid." And when they looked up, they saw no one except Jesus himself alone. Here ends the reading. So, I woke up this morning and I was in a good deal of pain. Since I have this summer broken my foot, I have, in my recovery, been taking longer and longer walks. But when I take longer and longer walks, it messes up my back a little bit. So I woke up this morning and my back was a little bit sore. And so I thought, it would be a good idea to do some healing prayer this morning. The way that I have engaged in healing prayer before is to use this story as kind of a visual for a visual prayer. I really like to go into my prayer with a visual in my head, sometimes rather than just with words in my head. And so I take this time and I imagine sitting on a mountaintop with Jesus and allowing that kind of brilliant white light from that cloud to be in the presence of God. Because my curiosity is, Jesus went away to pray often, and this is one instance where we get to see him. And in this instance, he's around this brilliant white light, which we assume is the presence of God and the power of God. And then it's after that he's able to go back down the mountain and engage in this kind of ultimate act of healing. That power came from somewhere. It was both internal and it seems like it was external as well. So I believe that we are capable of doing and engaging in some of the same things that Jesus did, because he told us that we would be able to. So why not spend some time dwelling in the presence of God and using this as a visual representation of that? So all that we're going to do during this 5 minutes of prayer is to sit, center ourselves, focus on Christ, and imagine this brilliant white light, this cloud from God descending upon us. And I like to think of it as kind of shining into our bodies and going into all of those places where we are feeling any sort of pain, any sort of discomfort, any place that needs healing within us, within our soul, within our mind, within our body. And if you're feeling okay today, that doesn't mean that I don't need to do healing prayer. Perhaps you can be someone that sends that healing to someone else. So after sitting and bathing in that presence of God, then maybe you want to send the presence of God out to others as well. Just imagine them and imagine that light going to them. So if you've never done this before, it might seem kind of strange, but I find it rather comforting, and I find the visualization of prayer comforting for myself. So let us pray. Gracious God, we ask for your presence to be with us today. We ask that your healing power come to us, that we could visualize it and feel it in our bodies, in our minds, and in our souls. Let us pray. Amen. I hope that you have a wonderful day. I hope that prayer practice brought you some healing for today. And we will be taking a break tomorrow, and then we will have worship on Sunday, and then we'll be back at these on Monday. So if you have not subscribed yet, go ahead and do that so that you can know when we go live. This is the same channel that we have our worship services on. So hope to see you there, and I hope you have a great day and a great weekend. Bye for now.